Welcome back. Dave. Hey. Rose. Sup. This is a cozy little spot. Oh! It's the original lab area, but it's so much better decorated now. It's no longer a detritus zone. Anyone seen Terezi around? No. Why? We're gonna do a thing, but she's not around and not answering my messages on any one of the probably 10,000 computers lying around that they would show up on. A thing? Yes, a thing. I see. Shut up. What about you? Have you seen her? No. Have you seen Gamzee? Are you serious? Of course not. I haven't seen that guy at all since the first day we got here. Not once. Yeah. I know. Talk about an elusive juggalo. Probably like the shyest fucking juggalo of all time. I'm pretty sure only Karkat's seen him. Don't expect him to rat him out either because of the Moirail junk. Moirail junk. Moirail? Moirail. Fucking alien words. I wouldn't expect him to. I wouldn't even ask it. It would be really bad form to ask him that. Yeah, I mean, I bet you think you're imparting some really obscure cultural facts about trolls, but really, if a human said to another human, "Hey man, can you tell me where your best clown friend is hiding so I can go chainsaw him to death? Just FYI, that'd probably be bad form too." Okay. I don't know. It's been a year already. I think he's really intent on hiding and hanging on to those dead bodies. He's probably scared to death of you at this point anyway. Maybe you should just let it go. Rose, back me up. I try to stay out of all troll interpersonal politics. Interpersonal? Wait, are you saying this is like a spade quadrant thing? Is she trying to be his kismet fish? I am saying no such thing. Well, if she hates him, isn't that what that means? Dave, don't be a dick. You're embarrassing her. No, I'm not. She's cool. Look, she's being cool about it. I'm being very cool about it. See? It's not like that. I just want to find him and at least wound him somewhat. Yeah, see? I knew there had to be a perfectly harmless and unerotic explanation. Shh. No, I'm explaining this badly. All I'm saying is basically just fuck that guy. But isn't that how Christmas begins, yes? Oh, yes, I despise you. I am going to hurt you. Oh, no, the passions are flying. Got it. So, what are you up to in here? What's with all these books? Research. We're trying to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. You are aware this meteor has many secret rooms scattered throughout, including libraries, right? Hell yeah. We looted one of them for the Cantown project. Cantown? I told you about Cantown, didn't I? No? Well, the thing about Cantown, and all there really is to say about Cantown is, it's awesome. The end? Wow, what a story. Fuck you. So, what's the point of this research? Primarily to gain a more thorough understanding of the situation we'll be entering when we arrive. I thought you pretty much already knew the situation, since you can see the future. Oh my god, I've told you I can't see the future. Yes, you can. You totally can. Okay, but not all of it. Only certain relevant pieces. It's a bit frustrating when people make that presumption about you. For instance, you are the Knight of Time. Since you have such mastery over time, doesn't that mean you should know everything about the future too? No, that's dumb. I could know things about the future if I time traveled and found out firsthand. Nobody's mistaking that about me. I'm a time traveler, not a fucking fortune teller. It's simple as shit. Right, so there are significant limitations on what you can know, governed by certain rules. That's how it is for a seer too. Okay, whatever. But I will say that I have been able to use these abilities to assist with research. I can treat my finite glimpses as an additional source of information. If you combine that with the knowledge we've gathered from these texts and things we've learned from our various encounters with the deceased, with a bit of inference and deduction, a more detailed picture is coming into focus. Nice. Do you want to hear about it? Now? Why not? It's been a whole year. It seems like all we've done on this trip so far is indulge in lavish interior decoration projects and screw around with mysterious Cantown initiatives, which may or may not be consuming valuable library resources as building materials. We could make at least some effort to squeeze in annual briefings on our objectives. Yeah, that'd be pretty legit of us. I think you'll find that when it comes to striving for a reasonable approximation of legitimacy, we are simply the most barely adequate there is. Okay, I didn't really catch any of that bullshit because I wasn't listening. I'm gonna make myself a cup of coffee and get primed to listen to you saying a lot of stuff like that. Do you want some? Sure. Hey, the instant revitalization machine is actually a coffee maker. Can I? No, thank you. Okay, this fucking thing. Where'd you even unearth this piece of shit from? Okay, there it goes. 2 hot revitalizing cups of shitty coffee, fresh out of the weird pod. Why do we even drink this shit? I guess just because this thing is here? Like, somehow the temptation is even stronger because the coffee sucks? I don't know how the fuck this works. Wish there was such a thing as apple juice on Troll World. Could go for a bottle of AJ. I wonder if there's any booze squirreled away on this meteor. Kind of feels like we should be drinking our asses off here. No adults, nothing to do. That's what you do without adults, right? Get wasted all the time? Wait, what the fuck am I saying? Trolls don't even have adults. Well, they do, but they're all in outer space being insane badasses. I guess they do have a stupid banana monsters. Do monsters give a shit if they get wasted? Are you talking to us? What? We can't even hear you mumbling over there. Oh. How's the coffee coming? Off the shit is how. All being like in cups and everything. Be sure it makes it to the table before it accumulates that strange unctuous film on the surface. So, yeah. All this time, Dave has just been mumbling. Like we've never seen it firsthand. We've only seen him type, so we don't actually know what he sounds like. His communication skills are exceptionally poor because he talks at an extremely low volume constantly. So what's with the big book you're writing in? Is this more wizard fan fiction? No, it's something like an extensive journal. I'm recording everything we've been through so far and detailed notes on everything we know about the game. I'm also using it to document our research and extrapolate on the new session and players. So it's like your nigh unreadable game fact, but in tome form. Somewhat. You sure like to write big game guides. I don't look at it that way. I'm approaching it from a standpoint of a responsible historical documentation. Don't you think people in the future will want to know about our story? I guess. I think it would be a very useful resource someday. It could be helpful to others beginning their own quests. Chances of that seem pretty remote. I really wouldn't rule it out. Okay, totally sold on that suddenly. On account of not caring? So tell me about the new session. What is there to know? And most importantly, how is everything going to go wrong this time? From what I understand, everything already has gone wrong before the game even started, in many different ways than ours did. There are indications of thicker political intrigue, assassination attempts, and usurpation of the throne more insidious than what we dealt with. But those examples still don't illustrate the fundamental faults with their session. Ours had a similar fault. It was a null session. Literature on the subject say null sessions are actually very common in any session resulting in failure, and as such designed to result in failure from the start, due to Skya's comprehensive knowledge of its own fate, and that of all it illumines. Biologically speaking, it's to be expected that null sessions far outnumber the successful ones. When it comes to reproductive systems, overwhelming redundancy is commonplace. A universe has a reproductive system that spreads many seeds, as if it were, most of which never come to fruition. So we shouldn't feel too bad about our results. Really, it was quite par for the course. But then it would also seem that exceedingly few null sessions result in the birth of a massive green sun fueled by 2 dead universes, for what it's worth. Okay, but I thought the whole point of this, the scratch thing, is it gave us a chance to still win. But you're saying the new session is a fault too? Well, yes, there's more to it though. The new session is essentially our session, rebooted with different parameters which also affected the original conditions of our universe. And strangely, it seems the new one's a null session as well, but within a much lesser common subset of all null sessions. This one is referred to as a void session. Okay, which is what? It's very simply a session in which nothing is prototyped before entry at all. Hence, by Skya's preemptive all-knowing and its influence on the rest of the Incipisphere, there are not even towers on the Prospect or Durst built to receive the split kernels. See? Did you notice that? We've seen this new session's Prospect and Durst, and they did not have towers. Weird. Why would these alt-universe players fuck up in such an obvious and stupid way? I don't know what specifically led to the failure to prototype anything, but it doesn't really matter. As I said, the session was designed this way before they began playing. Any effects to prototype may have been in vain regardless, possibly subject to sabotage. Didn't you say at some point that not prototyping anything would be really, really bad? Yes, it's just another way to create an infertile session, though by a less catastrophic and bloody route we took to achieve the same result. By contrast, it leads to a rather harmless, uneventful session, Underlings remain unaugmented, and so does the royalty. And while this may sound advantageous to the players, it's a curse in disguise. The lack of prototypings, which keeps adversaries unevolved, has the same influence on the battlefield. Without successive prototypings, the battlefield will never reach its final form, which must be fertilized to grow a new universe. Instead, it remains in the most basic form, stuck in eternal stalemate. There's nothing a player in a void session can do to change this. They are resigned to live out the rest of their days in a dead-end session. Still waiting to hear how this is in any way an improvement on all the shit we just escaped from. It's a vast improvement. The new session is a blank slate, without a ridiculously short time limit for victory like ours had. There will be no time limit at all, in fact. Once we arrive, ostensibly, that is when the nature of the session will change. It won't be classifiable as either a null or void session anymore. It'll be something which, as far as I can tell, is quite unique. The fully matured battlefield from our session can be used to make the new one viable. The path to success will be made possible by a combination of efforts and assets from both iterations. Usually, scratch sessions are absolute resets, and involve no direct influence from first attempt at all. I can't find any precedent for our situation. Jade has our battlefield, right? Yes. So she shows up and drops it into the Skya, and then we take the result of all that damn frog breeding we did and stick the thing in there somehow. And we sit back and wait for it to do its huge ribbit or whatever, and we're golden. Pretty much, as long as there's an actual vacancy in the center of Skya when we get there. Vacancy acquired. No problem. Is that going to be a problem? I don't think so. Even if it were, it'd be a trivial obstacle. But as it is, I think the forces opposing these players are clandestinely working towards the same goal as we are. From what I can tell, gestures of antagonism, while certainly posing legitimate danger, have been factored in as critical stepping stones to one destination shared by all parties. I don't know why this is or what the motives are yet. The appearance is one of clear sailing ahead, but traces of conspiracy are everywhere. Okay, but conspiracies aside, did it ever really look like clear sailing to you? That's not what I was seeing. We are going to arrive, and then soon after Jack is going to show up, and then we have to beat him, right? So there kind of is a time limit. Yes, we will have to deal with Jack before all is said and done, and that will definitely be a major problem. But it's not impossible, at least not by design. When I said there would be no time limit in this session, I was talking about something more specific. There will be no reckoning. Oh, why not? It's a logical consequence of any void session. The battlefield never evolves, and therefore the more extensive war between Prospet and Durst never takes shape. It's only when the Prospitian king falls in battle that the reckoning can be initiated by the forces of Durst. The meteors then rush to destroy the battlefield, while Skya redirects them through defense portals for as long as it can. Thus, if there is no war, there is no reckoning, no meteors, and no imminent threat of failure. This is of course good news for Earth as well. During the reckoning, Skya redirects all incoming meteors to the only place it can. Earth. So it turns out that players who initiate a void session are not actually condemning their home planet to an apocalyptic wasteland after they leave. In the new instance of our universe, Earth is just fine. Sort of. So no meteors came at all. You mean by fucking up and having to scratch, we also sort of saved Earth in the process? Again, sort of. And it's not just that there were no meteors whatsoever, just the vast majority of the destructive onslaught never show up. But delivering the temple to the site of the forge is still integral to jumpstarting the session. That meteor, however, could have been propelled through a portal by any means, not just via the reckoning. I see. What about the players themselves? They had to arrive on meteors too, didn't they? I guess the baby meteors were some exceptions too, right? Yes, but they weren't flying through portals in their own session, nor will they be created there. They were created in our session and sent back through our portals just like us. Green or red. What? To understand what happened, it really helps to understand exactly what a scratch is. When John severely damaged the Beat Mesa on your planet and sent it off to Skya to release its temporal energy there, you could view it as a kind of request. We were asking Skya to change everything at a fundamental level, and we gave it the energy to do so. But Skya is a very passive entity. It only knows and sees. It never quite acts. When it is asked to change everything, there is only so much it has control over. In fact, it has control over exactly one thing: the defense portals. It can decide to send important meteors to different points in time than originally planned, thus creating alternate realities, offshoots of promise rather than futility. And it turns out that the most important meteors of all tend to be the ones delivering the young players to their planet. So all it has to do to change everything is to tweak their destination times a bit. All internally prompting changes in the post-Scratch universe are decided entirely by this modest adjustment to the parameters. It's a very simple concept, really. Yet the consequences are dramatic. It results in not only a hard reset for the session, but a partial reset for the universe too, due to the many causal entanglements between a session and its originating universe. What do you mean tweak the destination times? Where'd they get sent to? A variety of different time periods. The simplest way to look at it is to picture the original destinations of our two groups of 4 ectobabies and switch them. What? Though this is just a slight oversimplification. While it's roughly true, Sky had some peculiar whims this time. So, Jake and Jane, 1900s. Roxy and Dirk, a little bit before 2000. These 4 chuckleheads, 2000. Different. Jade and John, 1900s. Roxy and... Rose and Dave, before 2000. Jane and Jake, 2000. Dirk and Roxy, 2400! Years in the future, but not many! While most landed in time periods corresponding with the original group, it seems that 2 of the new players arrived 4 centuries ahead of everyone else, for some bizarre reason. But they're still apparently able to communicate with their co-players through, I guess, some Trollian-like technology, and they're still able to establish game connections with the others. So this stands as an odd but not otherwise terribly significant detail. So, in this alt-universe group of us and them, which ones are the actual players? I'll give you a hint. It isn't us. Fuck, why did I know that was going to be the answer? And to think that usually I'm the one accused of knowing the future. I don't know if I'm ready to process the ramifications of this bullshit. So, it seems as if in the previous iteration of Earth, I don't know, I feel like something kickstarted the game happening. Technology on Earth was so much less developed than it was on Alternia. In that same vein, here, the technology is even more advanced. And we know that Skynet is responsible for it. And what we don't know, well, what's not properly explained to us, is that Skynet is a front business for Crocker Corp. Is a front for the Baroness, for the Condense, for the Troll Queen, for the Empress. How many names does one bitch gotta have? So it seems as if she accelerated technological distribution in this new iteration of Earth. Don't know why exactly. You would find it less disconcerting if the players were alternate versions of us? Man, at least I'm used to dealing with alt Daves. I've been fucked deep in alt Daves before. It's a goddamn delight if you want to know the truth. But I don't even know what to think about. What? Meeting a deceased figure of authority as a peer? Let's not even talk about it, okay? Can we just slow down this meteor, delay the meetup, maybe fight Jack for a little while? I honestly thought you would find the idea exciting. I know I'm looking forward to it. But your mom was just a nice alcoholic spinster who liked wizards, who you complained about for no reason. She wasn't anything like an untouchable master of irony who could replace the meat in your sandwich before it even occurred to you what the fuck you were chewing. Let me once ask you, did your mom ever wiggle a puppet in your face even once? Not that I can recall, but anecdotes like that just make me more curious to meet him personally. Fine. Well, you can be on bro duty then. I'll be the ambassador to your mom. No, that wasn't actually meant as the sick burn it sounded like. She's your mom too, though. Yeah, I know. I'll be the ambassador to my mom then. That sounds pretty stupid when I say it that way. Whatever. I'll be the fucking one-man welcome wagon for the John and Jade teen old people, and also our mom. That's the plan. So when we finally see them, we can get our shit into formation like trained acrobats. Then I'll blow a whistle and make a human pyramid. Got it? That way we can totally avoid anything awkward. You do realize we've already seen her, right? What? When? Months ago, in a dream. She was floating along in Durst pajamas, asleep. Wait, that was her? Yes. Oh, huh. You're wondering why I didn't tell you? No. You're specifically wondering why I wasn't forthcoming with an answer to your question at the time. Hey, who was that choice babe in the pajamas? God fucking damn it. You don't find it nostalgic at all, retracing the steps of some of our Freudian semi-blunders in conversations past? No, what a load of shit. Stuff said between you and me before we knew we were related. We both know that was a lot of horseplay bullfuckery between like smart-ass 10-year-olds or whatever. You can't seriously have taken any of that seriously. Wink. No, don't even do that. All these fucking mom traps and sister traps. What a joke. I hope Skya gets to have a good laugh over shit like this. Wait, I forgot. Skya doesn't laugh. It just sees and knows. It's like a huge blue perv that's mad jazzed for kidcest. What are you people even talking about? Wink. Don't you wink at her. Kanai, here's a pro tip what wink mean. That wink meant jack shit. Jack dick. She's just being weird. I feel as though this conversation has utterly outmaneuvered my constructive involvement. I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm pretty much ollieing outie too. Got some shit to attend to. After you. Ugh, why does this always happen? Everybody out of the goddamn way. I got a lab full of humans, a mouth full of yelling, and a tortured psychological profile full of totally hysterical emotions and unaired grievances of practically everybody. Carcat's broken, guys. Yeah, okay, hold on. If I can settle down a tick, I should be able to make more sense shortly. Just one. Maybe you should lie down on the couch. Fuck. Wheeze. Wheeze. No. Dude, what is the matter with you? Wow, okay, that was pretty terrible entrance. Anyway, where was I? Dunno, but I was just leaving. Not so fast, Strider. This heavily concerns you. It concerns you exclusively, in fact. Where do you think you're going? Just stepping out to do a thing, which is not your business. Like my inflamed, quaking gall sphincter, it's not. Tell me, are you by any chance going to have some company when you step out to do this thing? Notice the two heavily dramatized enclosure talons surrounding that word, which I am scornfully pantomiming with my own two hands, as presently being demonstrated for you. Yeah, sure. Oh, who would that be, may I ask? Well, probably the mayor. He's usually down for whatever. I'm not fucking talking about the fucking mayor, you fucking know it. Hey, don't be saying shit about the mayor. The mayor rules. He's like my best fucking friend. He's not a mayor. He's the mayor of Fuckstick Junction, located smack dab in the middle of pretend-ass nowhere. He's a mayor, you douche. His thing says mayor. It says mayo, and he wrote the R himself. He's at best a mayo, and whoever heard of a mayo? It's every bit as imaginary as his identity as an elected official. No, mayo is like grub sauce, but without grubs. Who the fuck ever heard of grub sauce without grubs? What's it made of then, genius? Like, I don't know. It's white and it just sort of exists. You don't ask about mayo. That's not what you do with mayo. Isn't it funny how quickly your bullshit unravels when someone intelligent actually holds you accountable? You're fucking busted, Strider. You're busted about mayo and you're busted about Terezi. You're pathetic. This is why you all stormed in here out of breath. Or did you actually sprint all the way across the meteor to tell me this? What I do with my legs and how fast I move them is my business, you shit. Yeah, and what I do with mine is mine. Watch me make them leave. I said stay your ass put. We're talking here. Dude, don't touch my cape. Huh? What? I can't believe I seriously just said, dude, don't touch my cape to somebody and was serious about it. Okay, look, I'm nowhere near your precious stupid cape. Just listen. Before you go off to snog Terezi in your idiotic little village of nutrition cylinders, hear me out. Man, you're so overblowing this, but I don't think I am. Yeah, you are. You have some idea about us and what we're going up to do, so we've done a few things together to pass the time. So what? I don't even think you could call them dates or anything. What the fuck would even qualify as a date on this gross, dark meteor? Dave, can we just cut the shit? I'm not an imbecile. You're both plainly tipping into flush territory, irrespective of environmental factors, or whatever lame condition it is humans believe to be optimal for pursuing a matesprit. Anyone can see that. It's the shittiest kept secret on this meteor. Probably even the fucking mayor gets it. And let's face it, he's a little slow. Do you really think you could pull the wool beast material over the eyes of a hardened veteran of romantic studies? We have one of those. I've seen thousands of troll romance films, each dealing with topics far more subtle and complex than your pedestrian human mind could even grasp. And in case you've forgotten, I've already watched hundreds of your most primitive but moderately entertaining romance films. Remember how I downloaded a fuck ton of them after discovering your species? I am a curious man, Dave. You could learn from me. Yeah, I remember. Haven't you only watched a bunch of shitty Dane Cook movies on infinite loop since we left? You're severely exaggerating, but yes, I have sampled his work. Dude, you know you're only pretending to be a huge fan of his bullshit to piss me off. Again, look at how self-absorbed you're being. I happen to think he has a brilliant comedic mind for a human. It turns out that exact sentence is my one weakness. You win, bro. You got your girl back. Oh, shut up. I am not here to debate you on the finer points of cinema or to get my girl back. How desperate do you think I am? I'm actually here to do the opposite. I wanted to tell you, I'm totally okay with it. Oh, okay then. But just listen, and try to keep an open mind. I know that's hard for you. Here, please take a look at this. Oh my god! Oh no, what the hot mess of fresh fuck am I looking at? It's an Alternian romance novel. Now look, I'm not vouching for this particular piece of literature. It's actually pretty trashy, and if you're interested, I could recommend much better things to you. It's just this one illustration, this one illustrates the concept very clearly. What concept? It's a pretty typical case of quadrant vacillation as applied to an overlapping group of romantic pairings. You lost me at quadrant. For future reference, that's the word that always lets me know it's time to check out of a sentence. Will you pipe down and just hear me out? It's really simple. Think of it as being similar to one of your primitive human love triangles. Though this is a quadrangle. Those are much more common in our society and entertainment. And 4 is pretty much the minimum value for love-hate endrangles. Endrangles? God damn it. Now here is what's actually going on with this group of characters. Pay attention. Hey, look at me. Eyes over here? Good. See the two heroes in the middle, partaking in their flushed embrace? Pretty much your typical low-blood red rom pairing. Their dynamic is the grub loaf and tuber paste of the overall arc. Fuck. But what have we here? There are some nefarious high-bloods in the picture too. This is where it gets interesting. The guy on the left is an old colliginous flame from the male low-blood's past, and has re-entered the picture. Again, nothing out of the ordinary. He can continue to court his mate spread and kiss misses without conflict. It's a perfectly amicable arrangement that everyone's totally down with. What's that huge beefcake troll even doing? Is he grinding against the little dude's shoulder? What is even going on? What the fuck? Why the fuck is he nude? No questions yet. And then that's all fine. Pretty boilerplate conditions for unfolding rom drama, but there's a twist. The male high blood and low blood start to have flushed feelings for one another, and this results in some red infidelity between the low blood pair. Obviously, this is where the fireworks start going off. The red feelings between the low bloods turn to black, and thus begins what is referred to as a quadrant vacillation. Meanwhile, the two males are also vacillating between red and black, because you don't just let out of a rivalry so easily. What's going on with that other chick? All grabbing at the other one down there in the corner? Yeah, well, it gets even more complicated than that. Probably more than needed for the sake of making the point. In the heat of their vacillation, during an especially black phase, the low-blood female waxes red for a notorious and especially brutal high-blood female. So they have their thing on the side. But even that starts vacillating too, because the original pair just keeps spinning like a top. We don't need to get bogged down in the quadrangle dynamic though, and for our purposes, the fourth party is a distraction. Our purposes? What the fuck are our purposes? The thing is, vacillation always adds a lot of drama to everything, but that doesn't mean it can't be viable. It can totally work, and everyone can be reasonable about it. It really just comes down to a matter of sensible scheduling. You must be out of your fucking mind if you think I want to know where you're going with this. Dave, please, just read the book, okay? It's all in the book. I'm not reading that shit. I can't even read your stupid troll language. Why would you think I can? I think you should reconsider. I can translate for you. I'll read the whole damn thing aloud if you want. Seriously, it could really expand your limited human think pan on stuff. There's a lot here that's applicable to our situation. There's nothing even slightly applicable about any of this bullshit to our situation. Don't be dense. Of course there is. Terezi and I have been on the verge of vacillating like this for a long time. It's about time we killed the suspense and just acknowledged it. You and she seem bent on developing something in the flushed quadrant, and like I said, I'm fine with that. If we can just get our shit straightened out, we can be like these vacillating pairs that alternate between red and black, but in a way that's complementary with each other's patterns. Oh my god, why is this happening? Like while she and I are black, you and she are red. But then when she and I are red, you and she, I don't know if humans are really capable of black feelings. I guess that's up to you. Maybe you can just like sit those periods out, take a little break, you know? You've completely lost it, dude. I can't believe for a fucking second this is reasonable shit to propose, even on Troll World. You've just totally snapped. Snapped like a fucking fox! This makes perfect sense. Like I said, it's just a matter of responsible scheduling. Here, let me show you. I need some paper. Where's some paper? Look, it's perfectly simple. Hang on while I draw the guidelines. Oh no, you are not making another shipping grid, dude. It's not a shipping grid. Just some rows and columns for a schedule. It's a grid. You're drawing a goddamn grid. I'm not letting you draw a grid for this stupid shit. Come on, look here. These are the days of the week. Then we each have rows for these days, and we can draw a heart or a spade for any given day. That way we know what's up in advance, and avoid unpleasant conflicts. Put the fucking pen down. Hey, cut it out. Don't touch me. Do not draw a shipping grid. Do not do it. It's not a shipping grid, you obtuse fuck. This is fucked up. Put it down. No! You're not drawing a grid to organize our goddamn dating lives. This is some straight up crackpot motherfucking noise I will not abide. Fuck you! Let me draw! Stop drawing the shipping grid. It's not a shipping grid! This is not a shipping, you heinous tools. You heinous tool, this is common fucking sense. You will not draw anything that even remotely resembles a grid. Do not draw an arrangement of squares or otherwise interlocking polygons. Let go! You will not draw a spreadsheet for the purpose of allocating time spent with a mutual girlfriend, you horse's ass. That is exactly the shit I do not want to see. Look, I just drew a square. Get ready to say a lot more of these. No, stop. Do not draw any additional squares. Do not draw any quadrilaterals or trapezoids or rectangles or fucking endrangles. And especially, as fuck, not any goddamn rhombuses. I don't see your lines making any right angles. Do you understand? In my mind's eye, I am picturing a beautiful lattice of lines and compartments, interlocking with sublime precision at 90-degree angles. I imagine this modular reticulation as an elegant vessel, if you will, for the grand synthesis of our shared shipping dreams. No, that is the perfect example of what you shouldn't be drawing. Yes. No. Fuck yes. Oh, look, another square, sort of, kind of wobbly. It'll have to do. No, you fuck. Wait, I think it's coming. Here it comes. My first ship. It's going in the square. Put the goddamn pen down, you piece of shit. Hell no. Yes. What is your problem? Ah, fuck. This is so sick. Does she even know you're doing this? Doing what? Splitting up her time in a grid for your stupid rotating hate date plan? Oh, she will soon enough. What a presumptuous sack of shit. Put the pen down. No, I'm drawing. Step away from the dumb, ugly scribble grid. Get lost. You're messing up Rose's book. You smell awful. Don't tell me about my rank smells. You're the fucking big man of smelling bad. You dominate the paint with your stunk. My losers brought things home that smelled more appealing than you. Important fact, 100% of what he brought home was either a dead animal or literal feces. Oh yeah, well check it out. You smell like if someone took a dump on a butt. Now, how she can stand you with her sensitive nose. Have you ever even watched that ridiculous outfit? They're magic fucking pajamas. They stay like permaclean or something. They're enchanted and comfy as fuck. Give me the pen. No, it's mine now. I'm keeping it on principle. Carcat, whoa man, what are you doing there? What are you drawing all these human dicks? How do you even know what they look like that? Have you been watching? I'm not drawing those! You're making me draw them! Stop that! No way. This book is now like our fight-fueled Ouija board of cock. Stop! Don't! Fuck! Okay. No, you drew that one! You drew that one! Don't pretend you didn't! Are you sure, man? That's the spooky thing about penis Ouija. You can never be sure who did the dicks. Was it you? Or me? Or maybe the ghost? Fuck! Let go of me! Give me the pen. No! Yes. No! Yes. Fine, take it. No. What? We're still drawing, man. Let go! Are you kidding? This is a fucking masterpiece. We have to see this through. I'm trying to let go of the stupid pen, but you won't let me. We're in the shit now. We're crazy motherfucking entrenched in this bitch. You crazy fuck! We're running out of room, Rose. Can you turn the page for us? God damn it! This altercation is becoming uncomfortable physically. Get the fuck away from me. What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about! Shut up and draw another penis. You don't even understand the social implications of all this hostile touching and grabbing, do you? I don't feel that way about you, Strider. Just step off. Man, if you want to look at this that way, then that's your business. This is just an old-fashioned beatdown where I'm from with it. Why don't you old-fashioned go fuck yourself? Stop biting my cape. Fuck you! Shit. Struggle. Kanai, it might be best to step in. Are you serious? Dude, unreal. You're like a cape magnet. Hold still. Yup. Suplex. Booyah. Everybody stop what you're doing immediately, whatever it might be. Another dream bubble is approaching rapidly. Everyone man your stations, by which I mean go about your business as usual, I guess. Unless you want to meet me up here and check it out. Over. Meanwhile, year 1 on the golden ship. I cannot imagine it's going much better.